darling. What you doing? You've got your BattleBot remote.
Yeah, and I want to come down and have that little battle, but I couldn't find my BattleBots.
They're in your white cupboard. Yes, Sleepy? Yeah? I want you to have some breakfast first. What do you feel like having today? Do you want some brekkie?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make that for you now. Hi everyone and welcome back to the vlog. So today's video is going to be slightly different. I am focusing on doing a bit of a day in the life today. The kids and I are focusing on getting ready for going back to school because it's only 2 weeks away. So we were like, okay, let's just make sure that we're doing a spring clean, getting a few things prepared so then that first week can run really smoothly for the kids and I. So we're kicking off this morning by, I've pulled some of the drawers or all of the drawers and shelves out of the fridge and I'm just cleaning them out. Christmas can get so crazy and I feel like it's very easy for your fridge to get a little bit out of control when you're doing the whole Christmas thing and you get home from a party and just put stuff in the fridge. So it was ready for a little bit of a clean out and I try to do that fairly regularly anyway. Like obviously you're going through your fridge and making sure that you're taking out stuff that's gone off fairly regularly, but to actually take all the shelves out and everything and give it a really nice clean, try to do that as well. So that's what we're going through and doing now. And as you can see, we've got all of this food that we've taken out of the fridge. And this one is taste testing all the cheese. I am really, really excited about getting back into the videos this year. Last year and the year before were just such hectic years with building the house, moving into the house, organizing the house, getting into that good routine of the kids going to school. Things just were all over the place for quite some time there, but I feel like we're finally in a place where we're getting some like normalcy and a little bit of stability, I guess you could say. So I'm hoping to get back into them in the new year. I can't make any promises, but I feel like now that I'm well and truly accustomed to the whole school routine, we know exactly what works for us in, you know, now that we're in this house with our routine, and the fact that Louis is going off to kindy 5 days a fortnight as well. Like, I'm thinking that that will work in favor of me getting more videos done, especially for this channel. I don't want to make any promises, but I feel like I'm really going to use that time where Louis is off at school and he doesn't need me to be there to like give him attention and play with him and do all of that stuff, because when he was just at home with me, he was bored. He's usually playing with his siblings, so I would sort of fill that gap a lot. And now that he is off at kindy, I'm feeling like I will be able to get more done. Don't you think, Lou? Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of stuff accumulating here. A lot of stuff. Okay, so we'll clean out that container. You guys, I think I have mentioned this in my other video, the last video I did where I was doing a fridge sort of tour and organization, but this fridge that we use is, it says it on here, Hisense HR6FDFF630S. It's the 120, it's the 120 kilogram French fridge freezer, and it has been so good, you guys. It's very similar to some of the other ones on the market that are like the same layout but way more expensive. But when it comes to having like a really nicely organized fridge and having a lot of space to suit a lot of different... You right there, Sissy?
My iPad's on 10%.
Your iPad's on 10%. She's been off listening to music with her unicorn earphones on. I think that's just the cutest thing. when it comes to storing and organizing, like for an entire family, particularly with when big events come up like Christmas or birthdays, where you have lots of like roast dinners on big trays or platters or things like that, there's just so much storage space. And obviously it has this water dispenser here, which has been really good for the kids. I can just go and get their own drinks, and they're not asking me to get them a drink every 2 seconds, which is a lifesaver for me, because I literally was getting them drinks every 2 seconds. And I shouldn't complain about having children that love to drink water and like to stay hydrated, but man, it felt like every 5 minutes I was getting a child a drink. But enough on that, because if you do want to know more about the fridge, you can go and watch that video. I'll make sure to link it below. I'm just going through now. I'm going to finish. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. I feel like I'm going to give myself an hour, maybe an hour and a half, to give it a really good thorough clean and put everything back where it came from. And then we might go out to the shop. I planned out a few recipes that I can bake with the kids, and we'll put it in the freezer to store for that first week back at school. I mean, I like to meal prepare, but sometimes I do it and then sometimes I don't do it, because obviously meal prep is something that, you know, if you're doing it as part of an ongoing routine, you're gonna wanna be doing it every week or every 2 weeks. I don't always do it every week or every 2 weeks, I'm gonna be honest. But I feel like even if you're not the kind of person who feels like you could get into a good routine of meal prepping, even if you just do it like a week in advance or 2 weeks in advance before going back to school, when it is like really crazy and you're just getting back into a routine, I feel like that can be a big lifesaver. So I'm going to show you guys a couple of the recipes that we cooked today that are just going to be like just easy things that you can just shove in the fridge or shove in the freezer that are going to keep, and you can just go to, and it makes the whole getting back into the routine of things easy. Hey, are you gonna be my helper today? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm eating cheese.
Cheese? Do you want to know something?
What?
I love ya.
I love you.
I love you more. What are you drawing?
A unicorn.
Pretty clever at drawing.
Mom, have some cake. Cake.
Did you make your bed this morning yet?
Cake for you. Mom, there's cake for you.
No, I'll give you 5. When you're done that, okay?
Mom, cake. There's cake waiting for you.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that was delicious. Thanks so much. Yeah. Did you bake it yourself?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's my birthday.
Is it? How old are you today?
4.
4. Happy birthday.
It's not a real cake.
Oh, okay. You had me fooled, babe.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
My birthday was very long time ago.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. All right, baby, what do you want?
I'm getting a drink of water.
Okay, so we'll close this up. I like your hot pink cup. That's cute. Good boy. Do you want to just let me know when you're home then? And then I'll, yeah, try and get done what I want to do, because I've been cleaning out the fridge this morning, and then I'm just going to make some school snacky stuff, and then I'll head on over to you. All right. Okay, bye. Okay, so it is 8:30 a.m. I'm feeling a bit stir crazy already. I think originally I was going to drop Louis off to my mum's house because he was going to have a sleepover there tonight. But we're going to do that tomorrow because we're going to go over to mum and dad's tonight anyway for my brother's birthday. So that opens up my day a little bit more, which is nice. I think the next job, now that I've done the fridge, would be to go out and get a few ingredients to do this baking, and then maybe we'll come back. But first we need to tidy up the house because it's not in state, and we like it to be clean before we go back, because it just, you never know what's going to happen. Like someone might call me and be like, can I come over? And then they come over and the house isn't tidy. Usually on like a school day or whatever, we would have those beds done first thing in the morning, but on holidays we're a bit more relaxed with it. But we'll go through and do that now. Kitties! 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, I was washing up the rest of our Tupperware. Yes, darling?
My cake is the paint.
Okay, grab these shirts to take up. Okay, you ready to show me your room?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. You're very green today. Do you think maybe we could change that outfit before we go to the shops? Seeing you've been playing outdoors in it?
No.
No.
Close your eyes.
Okay, eyes are closed. Make sure you don't run me into a wall. Okay, and... Beautiful. You did a great job at the sheet. Maybe now you can do the big one. Louis Hugo, that is the most annoying sound in the world.
No.
Okay. Now show me yours. Whoops, don't run into the door. Oh, you did a great job. Well done, my babe. Well done, high five. Yes, awesome. And your room is so tidy. Well done. You pulled the sheets up. You've done a great job. You put your sleeping bag on, but what's missing? It could be straightened up just a little bit, but you did a great job, sis. Thank you.
What if there's a cup of water in here? Put it. Be something exciting.
Not today. Maybe this shirt and maybe these shorts. Do you think? They're cute. I think you're cute in everything. Bit matchy? Matchy match? We might do this one for Louis today. This pendant always goes to the back. We need to figure out a way that makes it stay at the front, don't we?
Yeah.
So frustrating.
When I sleep with it, it always goes back.
Does it? Oh, they don't really match. You can wear them if you have to.
I like those Balenciagas, the ones that look like socks.
But maybe we'll have a look in the car, okay? Alright, so we're just out and about. And I think I'm gonna get the kids a little bit of early lunch. What are we gonna have, guys?
McDonald's.
McDonald's? Alright, okay. We'll go there and I'll let you guys get that, and then we'll get what we need from the shops, and then we'll see after what we do after that. But if we get some lunch, then you guys should be happy to go to the shops. Alright? Okay? Yes? No? I'm gonna have something different though, because I do certainly not need McDonald's. Hi there, can I please have, what did you guys want again? Alright, so we are here. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna go in. We've got a few food things to get, and I've got to get socks and an art smart for Archie as well. So we'll grab those while we're here, and then I think we're finished with like our back to school shopping. So then I'll be glad. Okay.
Why you need an apron?
Just
apron,
to protect your uniform when you are doing painting and stuff, because you're really good at painting.
Because I know that.
There we go. Oh gosh, you're spunky. Heidi, how cute would those pink shoes look on you? Oh my gosh, get out of town, they're cute. Oh my god.
Like the monster.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay, well let's see how well behaved you are.
I want this fairy.
Look what we made. That is a pun and a half. Apron and bike pants sorted. Got socks here. Yep, they're the ones we want. Okay, and you ready to go, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go.
Things.
Okay, so they've got butter puff pastry, light puff pastry, short crust. Have they got any like whole grain or anything?
Whole grain?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. So we might just go, why is that light turning on and off? Let's just go the light puff pastry, I think. Thank you. Show Mom.
Mom. it has these wrinkles.
Turn it around. Okay, so Louis has the monster. Wanna hold it, Bobby? That is so cool, though. It's got, are they marshmallow ears?
Yeah.
Like, I shouldn't have touched it, it's sticky. How does your... Okay, we are finally home and we're here a lot later than what we expected. By the time the kids had some lunch, and then we went around to all the different stores that we wanted to go to and managed to get all of the different things we want, run into a few people from school and had a quick chat, and then went and got the kids some ice cream because they were really, really good. It's now 2:30 and so I haven't even had any lunch myself yet, so I'm gonna sit down and have something to eat because I'm actually not that hungry. I find that when I'm busy I just don't get hungry, whereas if I'm at home doing nothing I will eat all day. But I'm gonna sit down and do that, and then I'm gonna try and make maybe 1 or 2 things before we go off to my mum's house to have my brother's birthday dinner. Anyway, I am just making up. I've cut 2 carrots up into tiny little carrot sticks, and then this stuff, you guys, I have been living off it at the moment. It's called the Yumi's, hang on, I've opened it up, I put the lid back on and flip it over. It's called the Yumi's roasted pumpkin hummus. So the 200 gram lasts me 2 days. I'll have half in one go with 2 carrots or some cucumber or celery or snow peas, and then I'll have another half the next day. And there's like, it's so good. It's roasted pumpkin, chickpea, canola oil, tahini paste, lemon juice, salt, food acid, garlic, cumin, nutmeg, chili, preservative. So it's dairy-free, gluten-free. I think that means that it's vegan. I don't think there's anything non-vegan in there. And it is so tasty. You would think that it wouldn't fill you up, but it absolutely fills you up. And like I said, it's like 150, 160 calories for like half of that. So it's like a win-win situation. I'm so full after I eat it as well because it's got like a little bit of heat to it. So it's definitely enough for like a good solid lunch for me. So I'm gonna sit down and just maybe watch a little bit of YouTube and do that, or maybe check my emails because I haven't been onto my emails lately. I have no Coke Zero in the freezer at the moment, so it is going to be hot Coke Zero for lunch for me. Everyone, now that I've had that lunch, I'm feeling nice and full, ready to go again. I was feeling a little bit tired before. Sorry, I'm bending down to try and get in this shot, which is weird because I'm so short that usually it's not hard for me to fit in. Actually, I do not have anything to put that up on, so I'm gonna stand out here. So I'm just going to quickly whip together some sushi. I always thought that was something that was really hard to do, but it's actually not. So we just get the sushi seaweed stuff. Yakinori, whatever it is. I am gonna be honest with you guys, I don't like sushi. I like a lot of different things, but sushi just doesn't cut it for me. And I've tried to have it so many times before where I'm like, okay, maybe my taste buds have changed, maybe I'll like it now, because I feel like I'm the kind of person that should like sushi, but I really, really don't, and I'm never going to. So we get the sheet out, then we've got some rice, which we cook with rice wine vinegar, and that is what helps to make it sticky. And then I've got some chicken here. This is just some chicken breast. I've got some cucumber, which we popped in here because we're already using it for previous sushi. This is the Kewpie mayonnaise, and he is like, yeah, this is it in life. This is the only kind of mayonnaise you need. I don't really have mayonnaise, so I wouldn't know. I can't attest to that. Contest to that? I don't know what the word is. So easy. You can see I've got the ingredients here. I don't even need to speed it up. I have this cute little duva from Daiso, and it is so cool, you guys. It's just like a little hinged plastic thing. It was like $2 or whatever things cost at Daiso. It's like $2.80 or whatever. And it's got in the top just a little, I don't know if you can see, like a letterbox opening just along there. So you take like you half fill with the rice, with the sticky rice. It's actually so much easier when it's cold as well. I find that makes it a lot easier to make the sushi. So if you've had like rice the night before and you have to get rid of your rice, this is really good for that because you just sort of whack it together. Okay, so I've half filled it with that rice there. Some little sticks of cucumber. Just pop that in the center, as you would imagine you do with sushi. A little bit of the chicken breast. Obviously you can put whatever you want in these. This is for Heidi, however, because she's our little sushi eater. So we're gonna put chicken. Hey, my little sushi eater, do you want some of this chicken? And then I'm just gonna directly squirt on just a tiny bit of the mayonnaise. Woo! Just a tiny bit. James likes to like get a whole can of tuna and then mix this with it, like drain it, then mix this with it, and then put that in a container and make a few. So if you're doing like the tuna, that's a good way to do it. That's what it looks like. And then I'm just gonna go and layer in the rest of the rice, all the rice that's left. We're only gonna be making one roll. James will undoubtedly come and make some more for work, so he can make Heidi some more while he's at it. Just shove the rice in over the top, and I've possibly even overfilled this because it is, you really don't need that much, and try not to touch it with your fingers. I'm pretty sure if you wet your fingers, then it doesn't stick so much. I think I heard that somewhere. I have not done that. Okay, so shut it. Okay. There we go. So you have like this size sheet, and then you just feed it in through the letterbox opening. Okay, so this is how the little sucker turns out. He's not the neatest thing ever. Maybe I think I really did overfill it this time, which is why it took a little bit longer to shape than what it usually would. But I'm actually gonna partially freeze it. So I'm gonna pop it in the freezer just for maybe half an hour in a container, just so it can all sort of harden a little bit more. And then I will cut it into slices to store. So I'll probably make, I might make a few more this evening, so then I have maybe 3, and that's definitely enough to get through maybe like 2 weeks for Heidi, or for all 3 of the kids, but mostly Heidi, maybe even 3 weeks. Next up, my camera battery is once again dying, so I'm just gonna quickly whack together some little scrolls, some little pizza scrolls using the puff pastry. I'm sure most of you guys know how to make these. Ones that we usually make are like the cheesy mite scrolls, where you get Vegemite and then cheese and roll them up and cook them, and that's pretty much the extent of it. So I've got the oven on. Is it just me, or is the smell of like uncooked puff pastry just so delicious? I don't know why I love it so much. Okay, and then I've just got some pizza sauce. Whack it on and spread it out. I try not to do it too thick, because especially if you're using pizza sauce, like it's already a really thick sauce, and then on top of that it's got the herbs and everything in it, so it can be quite a strong flavor for the kids. You can really go as far as you like in terms of what you want to put on it. Like usually if I'm doing something like this, I'd probably put like some garlic on, and maybe even some ginger as well, because they're all really good for like fighting off flu and things like that. So I try to hide a lot of that in my foods, but this, like I said, is just an easy one. So I got the pizza sauce on, and then I just am gonna throw on some really finely chopped mushrooms. So really not that complicated. Why are there so many flies in this house? Sorry you guys if you see flies. We've got a bunch of windows open at the moment because we don't have air conditioning in this house yet. And this summer it has been a complete and utter killer for us. It was a very bad choice. Go away. Okay, and then capsicum. Once again, chopped very fine. So, I don't know. I find when I chop up vegetables quite finely, the kids are more likely to eat it. But as well as that, you want it to be able to actually roll up. And then some onion. So that already has so much flavor. I probably wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't want to be putting on any other things. Throw on some baby spinach. What you doing, Louie? Spinning the wheels?
Yeah.
Because that will cook down quite a fair bit in the oven. And obviously you want to put some cheese on there as well. It's just not pizza without cheese, is it? Let's go ham on that. I feel like the cheese helps it to stick all together as well. So just a little hint for you. Throw all of that on and then roll it over. So I'll roll from the other side because that's where the little lip is. Turn this around. How you doing, Heidi Bell?
Good.
Yeah? Okay, and peel back the blue stuff. I probably could have rolled this a whole lot tighter, but oh well. Que sera, sera. Is that what that means? I know, why would I ask a 7-year-old that? Okay, baking paper. All right, so I have just rolled up and cut these babies into little rolls. So I'm gonna throw them into the oven until they're cooked pretty much. It only takes a couple of minutes. So the next thing that I'm gonna make is a banana coconut bread. The reason why I like this one is because it's quite dense, and that means that it freezes really nicely and it defrosts really nicely. So like all the other things that I'm making, like it's one of those things that you can, Louis Hugo, you're making noise. You can pop it in the freezer and then get it out in the morning, pop it in the lunchbox, and by the time it comes to lunchtime, it's thawed and ready to eat. And it doesn't go soggy either, just in case you're wondering that. All right, so to do these banana muffins, I've got 1.5 cups of self-raising flour, and then I think that's called cake flour in other countries. And then I've got, where's my cup? 1/2 cup of coconut. This is, I think sometimes, usually the recipe calls for like desiccated coconut, but I like using coconut chips because they're bigger and they look better and they give it a bit of something extra. 1/2 cup of the brown sugar, or you can use raw sugar, whatever floats your boat. Brown sugar just makes more of a like caramelly taste sometimes, I think. So definitely a very rich sugar, but better than white sugar. Or you could even use coconut sugar, that's another one. 1 egg from my mother's chickens. 1/2 cup of vegetable oil. 1/2 cup of coconut cream. I know it doesn't look like coconut cream in there because it's got all the other ingredients that I didn't scrape out, but it's coconut cream. Some mashed banana. I think I might just pop them in my cup and mash them in there so I'm not using too many bowls up. I hate using more bowls than what you need. Like when James cooks, which is a blessing, I'll give him that. Whenever he cooks, he doesn't really like to use the same bowl or the same whisk or the same anything for anything. So we wind up having like 6,000 bowls being used, and then it's just so much to wash up. I like trying to keep it as concise and non-messy as possible, so I use the same bowls for everything. Oh, with the bananas, I think this is like a common knowledge type thing, especially if you do make banana muffins or banana bread, that the browner the better. So if you have bananas that have gone brown and you're like, they are not fresh, I don't want to eat those anymore, keep them aside and put them to good use by making a banana bread or a banana muffin or something, or even banana pancakes out of them, because they're still good to eat. They're just a very, very strong flavor, so they're good for when you're cooking. So that's 1.5 bananas down. Please excuse the noise in the background. Louis is playing trucks. This is mum life for me. None of the kids really wanted to bake with me today, so they must be really tired, because usually they really enjoy doing that. You didn't want to bake, Sissy?
Yeah.
Oh, you did? Do you want to go and tie your hair back, because you can't do any baking when your hair isn't tied back?
Look like a witch.
Like a witch. Your hair's a lot longer than mine, so I ended up using, I think, 2.5 mashed bananas, but roughly 2 cups, I think, is sort of the go. Then I'm going to go in, this is my spoon from before. I'm just gonna wash this off rather than using a tablespoon.
Yeah.
Okay, sis, we are going to do like a 1.5 tablespoons. Whoa! I just threw the Nutellix across the bench. About 1.5 tablespoons, so I'm absolutely guesstimating that. Do you want to put that in? That's probably way more than what we needed, but let's just go for it.
In here?
Yeah, put it in the bowl with all the other ingredients.
Ah, go in there, butter. Go in there.
This does not look good, you guys. It's not the most beautiful mixture, that's for sure, but it's tasty and it's good for you, so it's like on there. So this is quite a thick, like this is more of a bread for sure, but I'm going to cook it in the muffin pans or little cupcake pans, because then they're sort of lunchbox size and they're easier to manage. Go girl, go girl.
Mama, what about me?
Oh, you want a turn now?
Yeah, because I have...
Are you not liking this whole situation?
Is that banana smell?
Yeah, it is. It's a banana bread. Do you want to have a turn? Do you want to get a chair and bring it around?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Mummy sort of finished. Oh, you can come and have a stir, and then Mummy will put it in the pans. I'm gonna let him have a stir because now I feel bad, but I will. I'll pass it to you over there. There you go, darling. Then I will serve it up into my silicone muffin pans, pop it in the oven, and touch base with you guys. Okay, so these are our little pizza scrolls that have just come out of the oven. So they are all ready to go into a container and into the freezer now. And then in the oven is the first, oh goodness, that was a bad choice, wasn't it? That's the first rounds of banana muffins, and I think they're almost ready to come out. I only put about a dessert size mixture into each one because my kids are only small, they don't eat too much. So yeah, they were only small, which meant that they cook in like 10-15 minutes. It's really quite a good little strategy I use. And then I've still got this much mixture to go. However, we are absolutely running against the clock because it's already like 4:20 or something. It's 4:26. So we really need to go over to Mum and Dad's house to go and do my brother's birthday celebrations. But I'll come back and finish the rest off this evening. And I'll also show you guys some little dumplings that we do because I wanted to make up some of those. It's just like, oh, they're so yummy. They're seriously so yummy, you guys. I'll show you them later. Anyway, what I'm just gonna do is I'll cover this over and put it in the fridge, get that batch out, put these in the freezer, and just do, oh, Louis packed that puzzle up, good. You two, I want you to sort yourselves out, put away any mess that you've gotten out, and then we're gonna go in the car. Actually, if we could get our swimmies organized, that would be good, just in case we have time to go for a swim this afternoon. Okie doke. All right, are you ready to go, guys? Everyone got their shoes and everything?
Yeah.
Yes, let's do this. Okay, house is locked. Let's go celebrate Georgie. I feel like my life is rushing from one thing to the other. I feel like we don't really often get the chance to stop, but then also when I think about it, I feel like I put a lot of it on myself. Like, even though we haven't stuck to the daily vlogs in the last 2 years, like we sort of stopped doing them every single day because I can totally admit that I was burnt out by those, and I've sort of stepped back on this channel as well and haven't done as many videos on here. I have still found a way to stress myself out. Like I took a step back because I needed to have a break for a second and just like readjust, but then I filled that time with other things. So in the end, I didn't wind up having much of a break, and now I feel like in order to get back into vlogging and everything, which is something that I genuinely do love to do, don't get me wrong, it's not something that I feel obligated to do in any way or don't want to do, I feel like I need to start cutting some other things out. I feel like I have to reassess and figure out, you know, the things that I need to step back on and make the time to be able to do things that I enjoy doing more, like vlogging, for example. After an evening-long battle with my camera battery, we're finally home. I was able to get a little bit of charge back in the camera, and Heidi and Archie are in their beds. I don't know why I'm up here showing you them, because you won't be able to see them. They're in their beds. They fell asleep in the car, so that makes sense. Usually they're in bed at like, we go upstairs to do stories and stuff at 6:30, and then they're in bed by 7. But we didn't leave Mum and Dad's until 8, so we didn't get home till 8:30. And it is now 8:40, so we haven't been home long. Anyway, I was like, I'm just gonna make the last recipe. I just threw on just now the remaining banana muffins. I did that as soon as we got through the door, and this is how the other ones turned out. As you can see, I did do them really thin, and I wanted to do them like that so they would fit in the kids' lunch boxes, and because my kids don't eat that much. I think I said that earlier. And James is just, want to say hello?
Hello.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Is just cutting up
a
cabbage to go into some dumplings. So all we do is just take that. It doesn't even take that long. We take some pork mince, some shallots, and is it gaugi? Is that how it's pronounced? Mm-hmm. These little pastries that you get from what section? Like Asian food
No,
section,
they're right
like
next
rice and stuff.
A lot of the time they're right next to like the ravioli.
Noodles, ravioli, that kind of section at the grocery store. And that, I think there's like 20, is it 20 or 30. No, 30 in there, which is good. And we are going to use, just to get rid of it, we're gonna use the minced garlic and minced ginger that James bought the other day, because It's also a little bit better because when you mince it, you just get a bit more of the juice and stuff out. And because these dumplings are so small, it's hard to get, you know, the flavor to go all throughout the entire thing. So we salt it as well, hey, to get the water out of the cabbage. So when you put salt on it, it draws the water out, and then you can drain it and dry it out. So then you're not getting like too much. It's a lot of salt. Not getting a lot of wetness inside the dumplings. That's step one. Are you gonna do this for me, honey?
Yeah.
Oh. They're honestly so easy to make, and they're so tasty, and the kids absolutely love them. And I figured they would be a really good one. I haven't put them in lunch boxes before, but I figured they would be really good to put in a lunchbox just with some soy sauce. Crazy how much water comes out.
Seconds.
Yeah, I know. Well, I deleted stuff, but it's not high enough. Okay, so we've got the cabbage, I was almost gonna say lettuce, and the, not leek, shallots chopped up into tiny little bits in our big bowl. And then I'm just gonna put in like half a tablespoon. This is not even a tablespoon, I'm aware it's like a soup spoon, but I'm just eyeballing it. And wash the spoon. Don't need to get a new spoon. Try the spoon. And then go, so that was the minced garlic, and then like 2 tablespoons of the minced ginger, DOS eggs. Oh, I didn't crack that well. Pure sesame seed oil, about 2 tablespoons. You also steam it with this, you guys, and it tastes really good. And then we've got some soy sauce, like a tablespoon of that. Once again, eyeballing. 500 grams of pork mince, so we're gonna shove that in there as well, and then just like stir it all together, and it makes like a mince mixture. So that is what it looks like when it's all mixed up together. So it actually comes together pretty well. I'm just gonna, oh, I hate touching raw meat, but it does come together really well. So we're just gonna take our gaggy pastry, and then we've got a bowl of water. I'm just taking my finger with a bit of water on the edge and going around the edge there. And then just get like a teaspoon, seriously, of the mix and pop it in the center. And then bring, oh, I've overfilled him. I've well and truly overfilled that. 2 ends together and like pinch it. So it's sort of like a Play-Doh-y type texture. So once you squeeze it together, they stay together pretty well. Unless of course you're like me and you overfill. And then bring the other side together and just make like a little triangle shape. Once you sort of really pinch them together, they stay like that. So with the amount of mince that we have, we've got so much. We could probably make like, we've got 2 packets of these 30, and we could do at least 60. We could do at least 60 dumplings. But I'm thinking maybe today, just because like it's getting a little bit late at night and we usually like to go to bed pretty early, seeing I get up pretty early, we might just do the one and then you can freeze the extra mixture and then just defrost it when you're ready to make the next lot, which sort of saves you a little bit time. Hi everyone, it's actually a couple of days later and I've just been editing the video and I totally realized that I forgot to tell you guys how to cook these, what are they called? These dumplings. They're actually really easy. So once you take them out of the freezer, you just want to take out as many as you want. They don't usually stick together, so they're pretty easy to get out, but if they do stick together, I have got a little tip in a second that I'll share with you guys. So you just take them out, you pop them in like a steamer bowl and pop them in the microwave, or put them in a steamer bowl and put them on the stovetop. We don't actually have a microwave anymore, which I prefer, and we do them on the stovetop with just a little bit of sesame seed oil. But if you are in a rush, it's just as easy to do them in the microwave. It only takes a couple of minutes, and then pop them in the lunch boxes, because obviously you want them cooked before they're going off to school. Everything else, like with our pizza scrolls, and they turned out, you know, they're really good lunchbox size, and our banana muffins and our sushi, they are all things that you can literally pull straight out of the freezer, put in the lunchbox, and by the time it is lunchtime at school, they'll be defrosted and still taste fresh and ready to eat. The only thing is that you've got to make sure that you're putting them in an airtight container, otherwise they will taste a little bit like a freezer if you haven't got a properly sealed container. But other than that, they taste spot on. So there are a few recipes that I have done just to get a little bit ahead in that first couple of weeks of school. No, these banana muffins will last us a little bit longer as well. Another thing that you guys can do is, the other day when I went out and did some grocery shopping, I got a little bit of seasonal fruit, including these delicious mangoes, which probably aren't going to stay in season much longer. A little tip for that, you guys, if you can get good fruit on sale that, you know, goes off, or is not a fruit that stays in season but your children really like, a cool tip that you can do is called flash freezing. So flash freezing is just a process of putting something in your freezer at a really, really cold temperature, and that freezes it really quick, and then you can put the temperature of the freezer back up to your regular temperature. But in the process of freezing your items really quick, it makes them not stick together. Kind of like when you go to the store and you get like frozen peas or frozen beans, they don't often stick together, and that's the way they are frozen in order for that to happen. So if you've got something like your mango or I don't know, strawberries, any other seasonal fruit that you want to put aside and then go and put in lunch boxes later on, or use to make smoothies, a much cheaper way of doing it than buying frozen fruit from the store, which you don't know where it's come from, you don't know where it's been, is to buy it, cut it up, put it in an airtight container and flash freeze it. So our freezer is really good because it does have that capability. Not all freezers do, but you'll notice by the controls here, we can go down, I don't know why it's on H at the moment, but I've had this freezer on like as standard on like -24. I know they don't need to be that low, but it goes down really, really low, and you can use the super freeze function as well in order to, oh, there we go, 24 super freeze function. Flash freezing. Anyway, thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you liked our more casual daily vlog slash what we were getting done today. I feel so much more prepared and just ready to take on that first week of school now that we've bought those few things, got a few lunches prepared, that I hope that first week is going to be pretty crazy. I feel like it's going to be. I also feel like that because we've prepared all of these things ahead of time, it would be a really good habit for the kids to be able to come to the fridge and know that they can pick one thing from the freezer and then one thing from the fruit and veg shelf, and then go and pick like a cracker or a pretzel stick from the pantry, and just know that they have those options that they can pick them themselves. I feel like now that the kids are getting a little bit older, I don't mind packing their lunch boxes for them at all. I'm happy to do that for as long as they want me to do it for them. But at the same time, if they want to start taking on that responsibility of doing their own lunch boxes and having those options, then they're readily available for them to be able to do it, and it makes it easier for you as a parent. Anyway, thanks again for watching. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you aren't subscribed, make sure to do so if you want to see more videos like this, and hit that notification bell, because as we know, YouTube is not very good at letting people know when your favorite YouTubers, aka myself, upload videos. So if you want to make sure that you're actually seeing these videos when they go up and they're not just fading off into nothingness, make sure you hit that notification bell. And other than that, I will see you guys all next time. Bye.